Hello. Trying to get my hair to do something. Hello. Great look if you're just tuning in. Shari's hair goes everywhere. Welcome to 4:30 on Monday. Well, I'm so happy to be back with you. I have my little fan because it's warm today. Um, like I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm so happy to be back with you because I know we missed, I feel like I missed last week because of the Jewish holidays, and I'm so happy to be back with you. I feel like I miss talking with you. Hello, lovely. Hello, my Robin. How are you today, darling? And how are your ears? How are your ears? I hope your ears are just sparkling and and crackling along. So, um, I am very happy to be back with you. I feel like I don't like it when I miss a Monday, but I do know that some things are just unavoidable, and um, and that's okay. So we had the full moon in Aries. Whew, lots of stuff to go on with moons in Aries, and I did actually wanted to read you something um, about in Aries, which no, of course I can't find. But that's okay. So this has been, so much with transformation and Aries being a fiery sign. We have a lot of people talking about emotion and feeling emotionally charged and feeling emotionally drained. We had a lot of people talking about, um, feeling frustrated and a more intense emotion, feeling short-tempered. And all of that becomes really important. Oh, I totally forgot to put on the thing for Instagram. I'm sorry. Hold on. Ugh, I feel like my brain is just not completely functional. One of those days. All right. I totally forgot. Wonderful. See my doctor tomorrow for an adjustment. Ah, Robin, that is so exciting. That is just so exciting to be able to have your ears working properly. Um, very happy. Very excited for that. Let's see, how do I do this? Go, press this button and go live and hello, ta-da! All right, and then hopefully, okay, and then hopefully, the battery on my phone will hold out because I forgot to charge it. So some days are like that. So, so full moon in Aries, and we are past that window, we are past that portal, but a lot of people were talking about just feeling amped up and feeling very, fired up, feeling lots of higher emotions around this full moon, feeling, hi folks, feeling more argumentative and short-tempered and things like that. And so if those were things that you were feeling around this past full moon in Aries, remember it's a fire sign. And just remember that it is okay. It is totally okay, whatever it is that you have been feeling and that you are that's coming through you, that you feel like during a full moon, that is okay. But it's important to take that time to ask those questions. Remember the three questions. We talk about this a lot. Is this mine? Do I have the power to fix it? Did anybody ask me to fix it? We talk about this all the time because the first question when we start to feel overwhelmed by by energy that's around us, the first question to ask is this even mine? Because especially folks who are more highly sensitive or empathic, we tend to get more drawn into the energy when stuff is going on in the news. We get more angry or more sad or more frustrated, and so it's important to ask yourself, what am I feeling? Is this even mine? So when we can say, okay, this isn't mine, because really often for empaths, it's not ours. And so if it's not ours, to be able to say, um, okay, I feel that, but I don't need to keep this because it's not mine. so we can acknowledge it. And as soon as you can acknowledge it, you have a better opportunity to let it go. When it's ours, we tend to hold on to this stuff. But if it's not ours, allow yourself to let it go. Let it go. Even if you have to sing the song, let it go. Okay, give yourself the opportunity to release those things that don't serve you because they don't even belong to you in the first place. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, I want to say that Pluto has gone direct. Woo! Okay, so that's one more planet that's going direct. That's going to stop meddling about with us because Pluto has some really intense energy, especially around relationships. I mean, we get all like we forget about Pluto because it's so little tiny thing, but reminding ourselves that that there is so much that's going on with that little ball of energy as it goes by us, that little ball of ice. So just keeping in mind that gratitude that Pluto's gone direct and holding on to our hats because Mercury retrograde is coming back. And we talk about this a lot, Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is going to go retrograde on the 14th. So we've got about 9 days. And remember that when we talk about energy, it's not boom, turn it on like a light switch, boom, turn it off like a light switch. That is not how energy in the universe works. It is an expansion and a contraction. So as we move into the moon into the Mercury retrograde, you're going to start feeling it. It may not be officially retrograde until the 14th, but we're going to start feeling it. So I want to really encourage you to pay attention to the things that are coming up for you in the next week to 10 days. As things are starting to be, I've been speaking to a whole lot of people with relationship issues lately. People are like abrupt endings to relationships, and that has a lot to do with Pluto as well, and the communications. And I want to say to you that whatever is coming up, because I'm talking to people in sessions and they're getting the same messages over and over again, and for whatever the reason, they're not connecting the dots. And so part of my job is to help them connect the dots. So when you're having the same relationship issue continue to happen in every relationship that you have, or you're having the same issue coming up in every situation that you may be having, like saying to yourself, and this is a terrible example, but it's the only thing I can think of right now, that every time you go out the door, it's raining. At some point, it's going to occur to you, I should take, it's not such a bad example. At some point, you should take an umbrella with you, to keep an umbrella by your front door, to keep an umbrella in your car. So we have, hi, Nicole, welcome, welcome, welcome. So it's you're watching, Nicole. That's how it works. We'll get to questions in a minute. So hang in there with us and welcome, welcome. So if you're trying to learn the same thing over and over again, the universe is trying to show you the same things over and over again. So again, if every single time you leave your house, it starts to rain, at some point your brain is going to say to you, I should take an umbrella with me next time I go out. And that is really what we're trying to get, the universe is trying to get us to see. So as we are learning these lessons, looking, and as we're moving into that Mercury retrograde, and again, we're going to see that in about 2 weeks before Mercury actually goes retrograde. So we're in that window right now. Okay, so if Mercury's going to go retrograde on the 14th, we're already in that 2-week window. So pay attention, please, as you go forward for the next period of time. Hi, Sarah Ann. As you are going forward in the next period of time, watch for things that seem to be repeating themselves. Watch for things that continue to piss you off. So, for example, if you continue to have the same argument with your partner over and over again, or your children over and over again, or the same person at work is bugging the heck out of you, watch for these things, because all of this is part of the universe trying to get you to open your eyes to see something, to pick up the umbrella. Okay, so it's really important. Hi, Doris, happy Monday. So it's really important that we're taking the time to be able to acknowledge what the universe is trying to bring to the surface for us so we can deal with it. Okay, now once you get the thing that comes to the surface, like, okay, it's raining every time you go out of your house, now you have a choice. Am I going to grab an umbrella every time I go out of the house? Or am I going to just say, screw it, I'm going to get wet because I'm too stubborn to carry an umbrella? So what happens with the universe when you say I'm too stubborn to carry an umbrella is going to rain harder on you. So really we talk a lot about the universe as well, where the universe is going to give you a nudge and a little tap and say, hi honey, pay attention, hey, I want to show you this thing. Hello, anybody, is this thing on, anybody home? And after a while, if we are not paying attention, bam, it is the cosmic bitch slap. So we really want to make sure that we are listening to what the universe is trying to tell us, because the universe is going to start very gently showing us, trying to push us, guide us, align us into a different direction. And when we are not paying attention, if we are not listening, the way the universe is going to get our attention is by dropping that anvil on your head, like you see in cartoons. We would like to avoid that, okay? So, allowing for the signs and the signals that you are being given. And the biggest problem with signs and signals that we are given is our amazing, incredible ability to ignore them. That is the biggest problem with signs and symbols. We get them, we kind of know, we're afraid to lean in, we're afraid to trust it, we're afraid to like hope it might be our loved one sending a message, we're afraid to think the universe is really all that concerned with me and they would be sending me a message. Yes, the answer is yes to all of it. The answer is yes. Most of you know, or if you follow me at all, you know, I work in as a volunteer a couple days a week at a state park that's about an hour north of my home in Orlando, protecting manatees from swimmers and canoes and kayakers, and educating people about manatees and just teaching them all about things. And I love being part of this program because I feel like it's so important that we protect these amazing creatures. Also, because they don't speak English, the manatees, the empathic energy that I get from them is amazing. The way that they communicate through emotion is just really amazing. But the last several weeks, every single time I go there, there is a bluebird that follows me from the certain point in the spring, follows me all the way back. It is the same bird. He's got this white collar around his neck and a white mark on here, and he's this deep navy blue bird. And I've never had seen him before. In a few weeks, he started showing up, and he picks me up when I'm in my kayak. He picks me up at the same spot. He goes with me to the same spot, following in front of me, and hopping from limb to limb. And then he turns around. When I get where I'm going, he turns around, he flies away. I see him every single week. So now, do I think it's coincidence? No, because I don't believe in coincidence. I believe the universe is trying to tell us something, and I believe working through animals, especially things that fly, whether it's dragonflies or butterflies or wasps or birds or mosquitoes, maybe not mosquitoes, but in animals that have a higher intelligence or have a higher functionality, and butterflies are, you know, and dragonflies, very spiritual. But it's an amazing thing to see and feel the energy, because what they're trying to get you to see or to notice when you get this, let's say you see the bluebird, you say, oh, I see the bluebird, what am I supposed to get from that? And whatever pops into your mind next is the point they're trying to make. It may not be a clear message, it's usually not, but they're trying to speak to you. Think of it like a big game of Pictionary. Okay, they've given you this image. What is it you're supposed to extrapolate from this? So I have the bluebird, and when I think of the bluebird, every single time I get the same thought in my head, the same thought. And so that tells me I'm on the right track, that that's what they're trying to get me to think and to see and to notice, is to connect the bluebird to this singular thought. And so then my job becomes to say, okay, I've connected this thought. You want me to pay attention to this thing. What is it you're trying to show me about this thing? Now I can stop. Sometimes you don't have time to stop. We can stop and sit in meditation and say, okay, tell me more about this thing. So you may have to do it later. Just remember, please write it down or set an alarm or something. So you say, okay, tell me more about this thing, this thought that you've given me. If you have time in that moment, you say, I hear you, I see you. What are you trying to tell me? What else can you show me? And very often, the next sign or symbol will come. You'll meet a person that has the name of the person you were thinking about. You'll meet a person who's telling you about something that just happened to them, which is exactly a situation that you've been trying to figure out for yourself. You'll see on the side of the truck. I love this story of my girlfriend. Her father passed, and her daughter was moving to her next next adventure in her life, and as she was road tripping to her next destination, she was thinking, I hope that my grandfather is with me. And here in front of her was a truck, and on the very back of the door, the slide, the door that goes up and down, was the grandfather's name on the back of the truck. So, and it was incorporated into the name of the company that was driving, that the truck represented. So we get these signs, but our biggest problem is that when we get these signs, we don't lean into them. We go, oh, no, that can't be right. I'm just making it up. That's a coincidence. And I'm telling you that the more you can lean into that, the more that you allow the universe to expand what it's trying to show you, the more you allow the universe to help you see a different thought and to open your eyes. It's almost like the taking off sunglasses to be like, oh, I never thought of it that way. I could see this situation from a different perspective. I could see this from a different point of view. I could take a different action. Sometimes we sit in situations and we're like, I have absolutely no idea where I'm supposed to go from here. And then we take those blinders off, we take those glasses off and think, oh, I could do this. Okay, so the more we lean into the universe, into trusting the universe, the more the universe is going to open those doors for us. And that is a huge, important lesson. So again, I say the biggest problem with getting signs from the universe is that we don't trust them. And so I want to really encourage you to trust into them. Um, I did finally break down and buy the little kids game. I forgot it in the reading room. I didn't bring it out for today, but I'm going to bring it out. I did finally break down and buy this kids game where it's gears, magnetic gears, and you put them on a magnetic trigger. I've got them on a cookie sheet right now. And so you've got this gear that's turning. And in order for this gear to turn, it has to be lined up with the next gear. And so this gear turns, it turns this gear. But this gear may not be the gear that you want. This is not a job or a move or relationship. This is not the thing I want. But the thing over here is the thing that you want. And so in order to get from here to here, we have to trust the universe and allow the universe to spin this gear, to spin this gear, that's then going to spin a gear down here, that's then going to spin a gear up here, that's going to finally spin this gear to get us to where we want. And I'm going to guarantee you that getting from here to there is not going to look like what you thought it was going to look like. But when we trust the universe, all things work together for good. And we move along and we let the universe guide us into our final place of where we have the thing that we really wanted. And 9 times out of 10, it's better than what we expected or hoped for because the universe can see it from a much different perspective than we can. And it's better, but sometimes we have to get our own brain, like our own, not the mind, the brain out of the way because we want the thing that we want. But when it doesn't look like what we thought it was supposed to look like, there's that little piece of us that's like, oh. So some of you may know I'm also a director with Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I have been with Mary Kay for a couple of decades now. And so even though I do this and I love doing this, I love doing that too. And so I love the opportunity that I have to work for myself where I don't have to make a choice between one thing or the other. Years ago, I earned my very first Mary Kay pink Cadillac. And all the time that I had been in Mary Kay, the pink Cadillac was the old DeVille, the Cadillac sedan, the car with 4 doors and the big trunk and the big long kind of land yacht kind of car. And by the time I had moved into myself into position to earn my first Mary Kay pink Cadillac, that car was no longer available. I think it was, but I got a choice, or I don't remember. Anyway, it's been a long time. But we had a Mary Kay SUV. It ended up to be a pink Cadillac SRX. It was an SUV, and I loved it. I loved that car. I drove that car and that car like it for a decade, and I loved that car. But I want to say to you, when I first picked it up and we brought it home and I put it in the driveway, I kept looking out my bedroom window at the car. I kept looking at it. I'm like, I know there's a pink Cadillac in my driveway and I'm super excited about it. I worked really hard to earn that. My unit worked really hard to earn that, except that it doesn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. And so there's a part of me that feels not disappointment, but feels a little unsettled because it didn't look like what I wanted, what I thought it was supposed to look like. And every time I got and I sat in the car, I thought, this is so much better. And so over a few days, that feeling of unsettled or disappointment went away because I was able to release what I thought it was supposed to be and accept and feel into the gratitude and the love and the joy for what it was because it was so much better than what I had envisioned. And so when we allow ourselves, hi Ellen, then we allow ourselves to lean into that, it is always better than what we can envision for ourselves. And so I want to encourage you to, again, to lean into those signs, especially as we're moving into Mercury retrograde. It's going to be so much about things popping up for you and things for you to release and let go. And I said this the other day to somebody, and I thought, this is so important, especially as we're living in the time of pandemic, right? So the things that are important and that are frustrating and that are driving you bananas right now, imagine, and you list them on a priority list. Like, this is so important. This is super important to me right now, and I've got to get this done. And put those things on a priority list. And now make another list. Okay, so you're going to put your job and your family and whatever, paying the bills and getting out of debt and whatever it is that you are like, I am getting this done. These are important things. Okay, and put those things on the list. And then I want you to put at the very, very top of the second list, my loved one has a severe medical diagnosis. Could be cancer, could be COVID, could be whatever. I'm not wishing ill on anybody, but my loved one has a significant medical diagnosis. And you put this on the top of the next list and then reorganize those things that were on the first list that I'm going to get those things done. What now goes to the top of the list when you have your priorities shifted so that we really understand what's important here, when we can see things from that different perspective. And so, while again I say I wish no ill will or I wish no serious medical diagnosis on anyone at all, I do want to encourage you um, to think about it from a different perspective, because we get very caught up in what's important to us and not really lean into what is really important. And so Mercury retrograde is a lot about that, a lot about shifting those priorities and bringing up those things. And so if you can prepare your brain and lean into that stuff ahead of time, you have a much easier ride through a Mercury retrograde. Okay, so we have Mercury retrograde that's coming up on the 14th. We've got Mars that's in retrograde until the end of the calendar year. And we've also got Neptune is retrograding until Thanksgiving. And I think that's it for right now. Neptune, Mars, and Mercury coming up. So let's pull some cards. Robert, my beloved husband, can you please grab me that phone charge brick thing? My phone just popped up low battery. All right, so let's look at the Oracle of the Seven Energies. This is Colette Baron-Reid's newest deck that I really am loving because it gives you, hi Ursula, I'm so happy you caught us too. Thank you. Sorry, my phone just popped up low battery and I don't want to abandon the Instagram folks in the middle. I did that the other day because something died. Okay, so we want to pull from the seven energies. And so I want you, as we look into the oracle cards around seven energies, these are energies around our chakra system. And so for those of you who are here for the first time or who have not been here for a while, I want to really encourage you to start thinking about what questions that you want to have answered. Now, please understand we're not doing mediumship right now. That takes a little different focus, and we're going to send some questions out into the universe. We're going to answer some questions. We're going to share some cards. So first question that I'm going to ask is, what chakra energy, what energy center do we need to be most focused on right now as we're moving into this week? And this is going to be waking the lions. This is all about courage and feeling into that solar plexus chakra of who are you, and finding your courage and finding your center and really understanding who you are. I'm going to read this real quick because, again, these are new cards to me. I've been working with them for a few weeks, and so I always like to start trying to read a little bit of what the author and the creator has intended. Oh, look at that. That's adorable. Has intended. So regardless of outer conditions right now, you can't wait for your fear to lessen before you move forward. In fact, despite the chaos and seeming disarray, you must be bold. Whatever your trepidation is, act as if you have deep trust and that all will be well. So one of my favoriteest things about working in the oracle cards is talking to you for a little while first, because I know that the information that's coming out of my mouth is channeled from spirit. They ask them to give us information that needs to be shared with you, and then to have the cards come out with exactly the information that we've just been talking about. Trusting the universe, trusting yourself, leaning into yourself, finding your best self. So we're going to pull a goddess oracle. I love working with different decks. I love working with different decks. It gives us lots of different information. Oh, I'm so happy. Sarah, that's so wonderful. Spirit is loud with this message. Boy, is that the truth. So again, the biggest issue for us is we don't pay attention and we don't trust. We don't listen into what Spirit's trying to tell us, and we don't trust what Spirit is trying to give us. So, all right. Ooh, a jumper. So, oh, isn't that so interesting? So this is Demeter, and her message is nurture. So we're going to pull out her card also and get her 11. And so hers is nurture. I love that because, oh, there she is. Look how beautiful she is. These cards, these goddess cards are so gorgeous. Giving to others is a wonderful feeling when you have a healthy sense of yourself. You want to share your love, your inspiration, and your experience, and the exchange feels clean. Your boundaries are fluid and strong. The Greek goddess of grain, motherhood, and harvest, Demeter, reminds you that a harvest is meant to be shared. You've now tapped into her nurturing love, which is abundant, and your well-meaning gestures will be received with gratitude and in some way returned to you tenfold. Oh, I love this because this is not just about humans, okay? This is not just about humans. This again goes back to trusting the universe. When we send that love and trust and faith and belief and gratitude, I say all the time, love and gratitude are the most powerful energies of the universe. Love and gratitude, the most powerful energies of the universe. So, this is so important when we are sending out love and gratitude to other humans, to family, to animals, when we are sending out love and gratitude to the universe, and we are sending out our best intentions to nurture and love and care for the creatures around us, and we're sending out that to care for the earth around us, and we're sending that out to care for our guides. We are trusting what they are trying to show us. All of that comes back to us, comes back to us, comes back to us, comes back to us. Oh, I love when the cards say, well, for me, I feel like I use the oracle cards to really prove a tangible point of what the channel information was that my guides had just given me to share with you. So it makes me so happy when the cards are so on point, and it ceases to um, never ceases to make me go, wow. Cards are amazing. Cards do not lie. So this is my favorite deck. Truly my favorite deck to work with. This is Rebecca um, Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle card deck. And I love this deck because it just makes me so happy every time. The energy of this deck is truly amazing. So if you have questions about stuff, go ahead and pop it into the chat so that we can start answering your questions with some of the time that we have left. And I will love hearing from you. Those of you who are come around a while, you know I love your comments. I love your questions. I love to hear from you. Even if you're just saying hi, I love it. Come and say hi. So this is our first card. This is this does this not just make your heart just sing that we are in the age of light? You've been training for this for lifetimes, and so we've been talking about this for so long. We've been talking about that this is everything that's happening right now, as unsettling as it may be, no matter which part of the political spectrum in this country you may be on or in any other country. No matter what you may be feeling, all of this is happening for a reason. All of this is happening for the greatest good, for the greater good, to move humanity and to move society into a new direction. All of this is coming up for a reason. And we've been talking for a long time about the rising of the light and the rising of the dark. We've been talking about this since before 2016 election, that in this country, that we've been talking about this, and that there is this fracturization, and we're seeing it come to fruition, that the people who are moving more into that familiarity and that trusting into the light is the more of us that are accepting the light and moving into and trusting into the light, that we are rising and raising the vibration of the planet. And then we have the folks who are holding on to the status quo. They don't know really what's going on, but they can feel that rumbling underneath of the earth just doesn't feel steady and stable, and they're just like, I don't like whatever this is, I don't like it. And so they're starting to hold on to the status quo, and we're seeing this like and we're going to delete spiritual advisor Jared, and we're going to kick him off our page. So you're not legit. Get off the page. So, um, so we are seeing this rising of the light and rising of the dark, and we're seeing this fracturization. Thank you. Hi, Sonia. We're seeing this fracturization. So as we are seeing this moving through, we are seeing this political unrest. We're seeing this societal unrest. And at the same time, we're seeing all these people that are waking up to say, I get it. There's something bigger. There's something more than me out there. And so in that, we come back to the age of light, that we are all moving in the right direction. And I absolutely love that. It doesn't make it easy. Okay. It does not make the journey easy, but I love something that Louise Hay would always say. She was the founder of Hay House, books, radio, all kinds of cards from Hay House, an amazing resource if you've never, or if you're not familiar with Hay House. But Louise Hay was really an incredible and motivational and self-help guru. And she would always say, we have to see the dirt before we can clean it. And so really we're seeing the dirt especially in the United States right now. Okay, so we're going to say, Ursula, I think, Ursula, it's not a yes or no question, my darling. So yes, you will meet a partner, but I want to caution you of the tendency to put all the eggs in a basket, to say the person that you meet that comes into your life is like, this is it, this is the soulmate, this is it. And that each relationship brings us closer to a relationship that we're supposed to be in. So Ursula, when I feel into your energy, I feel like you have a significant relationship this year. Well, in 2021, I don't feel 2020, 2021. There is a relationship that comes into your life, and it's significant, but is it the end all be all soulmate? That will be up to you, and what you choose to learn from the relationship and how you choose to go forward with it, because it's going to be a relationship that helps you grow, and there's a lot of light around it, and it makes me feel very warm in my heart. So be patient, and you will know when the time is right. Hello, Sonia. Melissa, how is your husband? Melissa, I want to say he's still got some bumps ahead of him, but I feel like in the end, he's going to be okay. I feel like there's a medical question that you're asking me about. I also feel like there may be, I feel like, and I want to be careful with my words, because I feel like some of this I may want to take off, into a private message. I feel like there's some things that you're not being told. And so if that resonates with you, don't hesitate to send me a private message, and we can try and figure that out. But I want to say some bumps in the road still ahead of him, but in the end, uh, there will be an upswing. Barbara White, hello. Did I say that wrong? Witty, Barbara Witty, hello, hello. Sonia, I just want to know. I just want to know. I'm really happy with my boyfriend. I've wanted this forever. That is so wonderful. Sonia, that's fantastic. Congratulations. Stay in the place of love and gratitude. That is seriously the most powerful energy of the universe. So, bravo. Or would he tell, I wanted to for this forever, will I meet his family this next year, or would he tell his family? Yeah, I feel like 2021 is a shift year for you, as well, Sonia, and that there is an expansion of this relationship in that as well. So hang on to that. It'd be very interesting to see what happens. You are welcome, Ursula. But yeah, I do, Sonia. I feel like there's an expansion in this relationship. Ellen Jane. Um, Ah, get off my page, you trolley people. I feel like it's, kind of a compliment when these trolley people come on the thing, but we're gonna have to block you. We're gonna have to block you. All these trolley people. So I do feel like I must be doing something right if the trolley people are here. So, but trolley people, I'm gonna have to block you. So please go away. I tried to be polite. Anyway, okay, where was I? Will my daughter get to purchase a house? Ellen Jane. Um, hmm. Ellen, I want to say to you, there's a little bit of a delay there. I feel like there, in the end, yes. But I want to say I feel like there's a little bit of a delay there of allowing a couple other things to unfold that have nothing to do with her, to create that the house that is her the best house that will bless her will be made available. So remember, we were talking before about the wheels and the cogs and the gears and the stuff. And so I feel like a couple of things have got to get moved out of the way for her, Ellen, to be able to create that opening for to be able to create that opening for her. So patience, I want to say patience. And Ursula, I figure we must be doing something right, otherwise they wouldn't be interested, right? So Ellen, I want to just counsel patience that that there are things being moved and shifted to fall into place for her in the right way. So ultimately there will be a yes, there will be a house, but allowing the universe to do its work on her behalf first. So when she gets a little bit frustrated, like, I didn't get this one, I didn't get that one. Those weren't the right ones, and there will be the right one, and it will be smooth like butter when it's her time to grab that house. Okay, so patience, patience. Oh, Sonia, not to worry. You'll be able to go back and watch the replay, and also I always put this up on my YouTube channel as well. So there will be plenty of time for you to be able to grab the answer for that. And so I want to pull one more card, and that's going to be Star Mother. Star Mother, we love Star Mother when she shows up. She's so calm and so reassuring. And she is reminding us that even in all this craziness, self-care is so important. Okay, self-care is so important. So we really want to make sure we're taking good care of ourselves. Please drink enough water. All the doors and windows open today because it was so nice this morning, and now as it's gone on to the day, I'm like, whoo, it is hot here. So we want to oh, I'm so glad, Sonia. That's wonderful. And so just to be able uh, to be kind to ourselves, allow ourselves to take some time out, walk in nature, um, drink enough water, take a bath. Self-care is so important. There is so much going on in so many countries right now that where the news can just be so completely daunting and draining. And so please just allow yourself to practice self-care. Star Mother is here to remind us that while we are sending out with Demeter, the nurturer, that we are sending out love and light and nurturing energy to others, it's so important that we're taking that time for ourselves as well, that we are doing things to take good care of us as well. All right, somebody on the Instagram said something about asked a question, and I missed the comment, and um, I I missed the comment. So if you are the person on Instagram and you asked me this question about your husband passing away, first of all, I'm very sorry for your loss. And if you would like to send me that question in a direct message, I will do my very best to answer it because I saw it pop in, and now I honestly have no idea where it went. So I apologize for that. I am still learning all the stuff with all this technology. So I really want to encourage you and thank you. I always want to say thank you so much for spending time with us. Sarah Elizabeth is Dylan, really my soulmate. Um, Such an interesting way to spell that name, unless that's a typo. If that's a typo, can you correct the spelling if it's a typo? Because I wanted really to tap into the right energy there. And what I want to say to you, gosh, this has been a real common thread going on right now, is about conversation about soulmates. And we've been seeing this with so much of what is going on with Mercury coming into retrograde, and Pluto is about relationships, and that fire sign of that full moon in Aries. So I want to say this about soulmates. And I'll say this to Sarah, and I'll say this to anybody else who this is going to be applicable for. Please take a lot of soulmate pressure off of yourselves. We put so much pressure on this person's my soulmate, this person's my soulmate. And I want to explain that soulmates come in lots of different shapes and sizes and colors and ages, and they come into our lives for different reasons. And not every person that we will qualify as a soulmate is meant to be pair bonded in our relationship. Okay, correct one, thank you. And so not every person that comes into our lives and that we feel that strong soul connection, I've known this person forever, I feel so close to them and so comfortable with them. Not every person that comes into our life as a soulmate connection is meant to be a pair bond with us. We can have best friends that are soulmates. We can have teachers that are soulmates. We can have Aunt Fanny, who is a soulmate. These are just people who are part of our soul family. They've incarnated with us over and over again. They are here to help us open our minds. They're here to help us expand our souls and to learn lessons. And so I want to take a little of that pressure off. I have to be with my soulmate. I have to find my twin. And for those of you who have followed my twin, the story of my twin flame relationship, I love him eternally. I love him endlessly. My heart still grieves. But as much as I know that I know that I know he is my twin flame, I also know that I know that I know that we were not meant to be pair bonded in this life. We would have killed each other. And so understanding that we are welcoming people into our lives. Okay, so Sarah, okay, so Ursula, that's excellent. Look for the person that makes your heart feel happy, that makes you feel like home. Okay, the person who's your best friend, the person who you want when something happens, good or bad, the first person you want to tell is that person. So, is Dylan really your soulmate, Sarah? I can't answer that question for you. What I can say to you is that he is somebody really wonderful for you to be with right now. And so I hope that that makes sense to you. How long that continues on, humans have free will. So I'm never going to say to somebody, this is going to last forever because, I think it's irresponsible as a psychic to say that there are so many moving parts and and humans have free will. But what I will say, Sarah, is that it feels like a really good place for you to be for now. Okay. And how long now lasts is going to be completely up to you and Dylan. But for right now, I feel like enjoy that ride. And Ursula says, single 7 years and would like to have a relationship. Well, Ursula, I think 2021 is going to be a good time for you to put that out to the universe. Remember the gears. I got to go get that other room. Remember the gears. Okay. So if you're here single 7 years and you want to get over here to a meaningful relationship, understand that there's going to be some stuff that might not be pretty or fun that's going to have to shift in there in order to welcome that in. But I do feel like there's a really nice companionship that comes in for you in the 2021 year. I feel like also it has something to do with someone that you may already know. That's just a nice friendship. I feel like it's sort of been an appropriate friendship for the time, and somewhere in the next year or so, it's going to shift into something a little bit deeper, and that's going to be wonderful to watch as that progresses. Ah, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful and so. Makes my heart so incredibly happy to be able to spend this time with you on Mondays. I want to encourage you to join us on Wednesdays at 7 for meditation. We do a little bit of a discussion. We talk about different meditation techniques and different meditation themes, especially for those of you who feel like, I can't meditate. I don't know how to do that. That's like way above me. I'm not there yet. It's a short meditation. We meditate for maybe 15 minutes. And it just really gives you an opportunity to have a bit of a guided meditation and then a little bit of a free flow to go off on your own for a little while so that you can really start to get comfortable with meditation. And again, they're all here on the Facebook page. So if you want to go back and watch them, you're more than welcome to do that. And so we would love to, you are so welcome, my friends. And we would love to have you join us on Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern time for meditation. And for those of you who follow my friend Elias, who does wonderful guided meditations, these are a little deeper, a little more specific focus of how to meditate, and this is what we're going to meditate about or on today. He is usually online right after me at 7:30 in the Psychic Medium Squares page. And for all of you who are here with me now, if you're not already a member of the Psychic Medium Squares page, please go on over to that group and request access. We'll be glad to let you right in. We do bigger events. Some of us that it's a group of psychic mediums. We work together and we do events and things. We'd love for you to come and join us over there as well. Also, if you are on Instagram, this is very exciting. So I give away a 30-minute reading, a free 30-minute reading when we reach different milestones of membership, of following alongness. And so on Instagram, we are so close to hitting 600, which is so amazing. And on our Facebook page, we are very, very close to hitting 750. So when we hit those benchmarks, we'll give away another 30-minute reading for people. And I'm super excited for that to happen. So I just want to recap. Remember, following into the energy of your solar plexus right now, really feeling into the energy of your solar plexus and really allowing yourself to express your truth, be your true most authentic self, and leaning into that strength, but allowing yourself also to welcome in whatever changes and shifts that are being brought to your attention over these next 2 weeks as we move into the energy of Mercury retrograde, which is already starting to creep in right now. Okay, so 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, we're already starting to feel that window of energy. So if every time that you're going outside and it's raining, get the hint, get the message. It's time for you to start carrying an umbrella, right? And so we have the age of light, remembering that everything that's going on is supposed to be happening. Everything is happening for the highest and best good for the evolution of humanity in the universe. And we have our two goddesses that are guiding us. Demeter, which is all about reminding us to nurture those around us, the people, the planet, the animals, the situations, to treat everything with a place of from the place of love. And then also to remind ourselves with the Star Mother, to remind ourselves to treat ourselves with love. So I am sending you all so much love, so much gratitude. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I am always so incredibly grateful to have you with me. I'm sorry on the Facebook folks for the trolley people who came in. We'll keep kicking them back out again. I hate to make it like a private group. I don't want people to like not be able to get in. So we're just going to keep kicking them out. So I thank you so much for spending some time. I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic week. Remember, the gears are changing, the gears are moving, stuff is happening. And the more we can lean into those signs and things the universe is trying to give us, the more we can trust, the smoother that ride is going to be, and the more sweet the reward when we get there. I love you. Mwah. Have a great week.